Join us for an enlightening experience where you will gain a deeper understanding of the purpose and essence of opening your eyes. This is your chance to enhance self-awareness and personal growth with a shift in perception that provides a fresh outlook on life. Embrace the journey from consciousness to superconsciousness by Barrett Kunyan.
Well, we have a beautiful guest of honor here today. We've got Shah from Crete. We've got Donovan Truman from the UK. We've got brother Scott from the UK. Have I missed anyone? No, I think that's about it. Darren, and of course myself from Austria. So this is just a beautiful get together of beautiful minds coming together and discussing how the planet is evolving. I must just decline this one. I think it's for you, my lovely one. It's your brother. Forgive me for that. So I just wanted to ask if we could do a little intro, a little bit about yourself and whereabouts you are geographically on the planet. But if I may start with Brother Shah, can you please tell us whereabouts you're located? I know you and I we've done one interview before, so it's always a pleasure to reconnect with you, brother. Your energy is absolutely divine. Yeah, just tell the viewers out there a little bit about yourself and where you're based geographically.
Okay, of course. It's an honor to be on the show, everybody. Many blessings. And wow, okay. So I am based in Crete, Greece, and I've been here for around about 5 years now. And my 5-year mission was trying to gather as much information as I can so I can create my own healing sanctuary and retreat. So the retreat would be obviously plant medicine and other certain of shamanic healing benefits. And as well, it'll be retreat for peace and, within a nature regrowth. So it's about people getting away from the city and coming to nature, letting go, building their senses back, and, getting a bit more clarity in their minds so they make the right decisions for their great legacy, what they wish to do. So this is the little mission I've been doing. So I'm on my 5th year. I've met many, many people around me who wish to collaborate and to be a part of this great mission. So I'm just happy that, you guys have honored me to be a part of this crew. And I look forward to sharing, as much information as I can and as much light as I can too. So many blessings.
An honor to have you. Brother Donovan Truman, would you like to give a little intro and where you're based?
Yeah. So grateful to be here with everyone, and it's absolutely amazing. And this is a nice informal chat about everything that we want to share today, which is all of these beautiful scenarios. I'm based in the UK currently. There's a good chance I will be definitely moving over to Malaysia at some point, but when, not quite sure yet. But that's because my partner's actually from Malaysia, and I've got a couple of stepchildren over there. I've got stepchildren over there with her. And yeah, basically my journey is one where I've been going through an awakening process for, well, obviously all my life in one way or another, but quite big shifts occurring from as long ago as about I would say probably about 20 years ago. But with bigger shifts, obviously, in the last 4 or 5 years, taken a massive interest in natural herbal remedies. I've had my own healing experiences with things like CBD, but just taken a big interest and looked at the research into lots of things. And I've got a lot of clients that I work with in a conventional cleaning business that I've been running for 14, 15 years, who are typically quite affluent people who I'd love to be able to assist and help with different health challenges that they've got. And obviously, this is one of the ideas that we've obviously thought about, how we could actually create a group which would be able to support that through testimonial and experience and knowledge. We've obviously got great other things going on as well, which we'll talk about later as well, including the Global People's Monetary System. So I'll leave it there for now, but I look forward to this unraveling.
Beautiful, brother. Thank you for that. And if I may go straight to Scott, brother, I believe you're based in the UK, right? And just tell us a little bit about your background, you know, what you've been doing the last couple of years.
Thank you very much, Barrett. And I suppose my awakening story started in 2017 when my, what you call run-of-the-mill life was in, I suppose, changed forever when I got diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. And it awoke me to realizing that your body is prone, if you well, your body needs looking after. And it really did wake me up to the fact that I wasn't looking after my body in a way that I should, and my mind. And I was just relying on the medical industry to get me out. After 2 years, multiple brain surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, the tumour had gone deeper into my brain. Got told there was nothing more that could be done. I had months to live. And that's when your trust in the system that we are led to believe completely falls apart. If you've done everything they asked you to do, healthy, why I was actually going through the chemo, still running my own business by then. But then I found a new way of living. And I rebuilt my life. A lot of it, most of it, plant, herbal medicine, plant medicine, giving your mind, body, and soul what it needs. Led me down a path to surround myself with all souls, very much like mine, that are living how we are meant to live. And it would be my dream now to pass on some of the knowledge I have, what I've discovered benefits us, to other people in order to help them get through what I've got through. And my life has never been the same since. And I love the way I feel. Things happen for a reason. And what's happened to me has really led me to where I believe I want to be, where I'm meant to be. And that is to help others, to send my love, my energy to other people. And if I can link up with like-minded souls and achieve this, it would be worth everything. That's me, Brother Barrett.
Thank you, brother. An honor to have you. I think we've left one person now. I think it's lovely Darren. Darren, where are you based on planet Earth?
On planet Earth, yeah, I'm based in Sheffield, England, and it's an absolute honour and a pleasure to be with you all this evening, fellas. Thank you very much. I suppose my journey's probably spanned over the spiritual side of my awakening. Started around about 2020, and then it's just been building from there on after. And it's kind of left me searching for answers towards what the positive is, what the positive side of all the stuff that we're seeing in the world at the moment, unraveling, that we don't like, has led me to groups like GPMS, led me to people like Barrett, the Activator platform, and many, many other spiritual groups. And I've just got to a point in my life now where it just feels like the most normal thing for me to go on this journey and just keep growing and growing and meeting new people and listening to those introductions. And everybody's got their own unique journey that they're on, and it's humbling, and it's a blessing to hear people open their hearts and express what's deeply going on inside them. And I think that's a testament to the time that we're in at the moment, where for a long time people were hiding a lot of the pain and the suffering deep within their, within themselves. And I think now is the time where we can share openly in safe spaces, where I think for a lot of men especially, there's not been many groups where you can talk about spirituality openly. A lot of my circles would have looked at me, gone out for a long time, talking about the things that I like to talk about and I like to discuss. So it's an absolute blessing to be invited into groups like this, and just to be able to share openly experiences. So I'm really excited for the future. I see many wonderful opportunities for humanity on the horizon, and a lot of it's down to humanity finally realizing that all our answers live within our hearts, not within our egos. And it's just going to pave the way to things that I honestly feel we couldn't have dreamt of before. So also being very in tune with the angelic side of things, I do know that there's an element of divine guidance going on in the background in our lives that not many people are aware of. I'm in contact with a lot of people that are very much guided by the angelic realm, and I just feel within me that it's something that we're naturally all going to be doing at some point. We're going to be listening to his intuitions. We're going to be feeling that, that feeling within you is going to be the driving force towards the new earth. And it's building up inside of me stronger and stronger every day. And I just know within me my mission is to help other people see what's within themselves and not search for it outside of themselves. And the more people are aware of that and can be guided towards that, if you've been lost, quicker the better, because the more we realize that we're one big family and we're all one, connected divinely, the quicker we'll get to the new earth and start really having a great time. So yeah, that's me at the moment, gentlemen. But yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Pleasure to have you, brother. What I was going to suggest is, thank you. Yes, I was going to say, if it's okay, we'll have a little 1 minute break. It's a video that my son and I we put together a little while back, and it sets the theme up beautifully. And when we come back, Donovan will give a little short intro as to what the GPMS models are all about. This program is not just about GPMS, or obviously, but I think it will kickstart a beautiful connection. So sit back and enjoy it's just a minute long. And then when we come back, Donovan, I'll hand the mic to you, my lovely brother.
Imagine a world where every person is a shareholder of Earth's resources, where poverty and debt no longer exist. The Global People's Monetary System, or GPMS, is a new vision for humanity. It aims to replace the current economic system with a global model based on abundance and equality. With GPMS, every person has the right to a free home, endless access to money, and the freedom to live without the burdens of taxes, debt, and wage slavery. To make this vision a reality, GPMS is calling on people worldwide to unite, give their consent, and become a part of the change. Join the movement today and help create a world of prosperity for all. Visit gpms.world to learn more and give your consent.
Well, brother Donovan, how realistic is that video we just watched? I mean, what the brute reality of things? I mean, how realistic is this? I mean, is it apparent upon? Is it possible we could create such a vision?
100%. Yeah, I mean, this is our destiny. This is actually so much more realistic than people realize. Of course, what it is and what we're creating now, it wasn't possible up until the deliverance of the internet to the people and our ability to connect worldwide, as we're now connecting with people worldwide, and to have a platform like GPMS, which basically is collecting, the votes from people via a simple agreement, a 2-minute form that people fill out, that logs their agreement and then gets shown on a counter, a worldwide counter. Like, the worldometer counter that was showing all of the COVID infections and all that. Well, we've got that now by country and worldwide for the agreements, the alignment to create the new Earth. The new Earth, which basically is otherwise described as the heaven on Earth scenario, because ultimately we're changing the environment, which in itself will basically create the rapid healing process for everyone. And as we get into this conversation more, there's things that will come out of this conversation. I'm so excited because we can talk about how, Bruce Lipton, for example, demonstrates, for anyone who knows Bruce Lipton, about how environment basically determines what happens with your genes. So this whole kind of victimization of the gene and not having control over our own health is actually part of the illusion, actually, and the trickery, the deception. So yeah, this is absolutely possible now. How quickly we bring in the new Earth is just determined by how long it takes for enough people who are already there in their heart space to align with the plan without hesitation, and then also become a guardian with us in sharing it to the world, because it's not going to be shared via the mainstream until we get to phase 2 of the phase 3 plan, because we've got 3 phases, and it's really, really simple, this whole concept. Everything becomes really, really simple when we don't have the complexity of the old system and all of the lies and, the control systems and mechanisms that have been put in place to keep us in oppression. So once we have enough people who are already in their heart space, and we're seeing this mass awakening occurring around the world as we speak, and we're connecting with more and more people and able to through the internet. But as more people start to speak to people and share people the solution rather than the darkness to awaken them, then obviously it opens up more people more quickly in their heart space to also see that this is possible. Certainly when they see the unity visibly captured on the website, because, it's like safety in numbers. It's like, I need to see it to believe it for a lot of people at this point still. So obviously, as they see the numbers growing, they see the movement that's happening in terms of the collaboration with the members, the guardians behind the website via YouTube and what we do on social media. It just builds and builds and builds. And there's no time limit to actually this coming into being. It's just a case of how long does it take? Because we're not saying, we've got like a referendum where the time limit is in 3 months, and then we make a decision. Are we opting in for the new Earth, or are we opting out by not giving our agreement? No, people will just continue to give their agreement, or wait and see and then give it when they're ready. But as the pressures are applied to people through this old system, causing more oppression and collapsing and all the rest of it, and taking our rights and freedoms away, then more people are compelled to actually look to see what else is there and what we can do. And then they start to become more open to the solutions. So yeah, it's absolutely occurring. At the moment, we've got basically people that have given their agreement in 159 countries. There's about 230,000 agreements worldwide, which is a considerable number. It's taken a long time, about 3.5 years, that GPMS first started to really sort of get to that point, because obviously it's such a big thing that so many people, when learning about it, would think, sounds like a nice idea, but can't see it happening, or, they're attached to the capitalism model. They think that they're potentially going to be losing something, when actually the truth is they're not losing anything. They're gaining so much more. So, but again, it's how much attention people are given, or how much time and energy people are giving to look at it and understand it. Because of course, people have questions that crop up. How's this going to work? Who's going to look after that? Who's going to do the work if everyone's abundant? Typical questions that are the same from one person to another. But ultimately, when you start to really understand where the problems lie, and actually really it's about the inequality in the world, it's about limitations, the conflicts of interest, the stress causes all of the harm, all of the lies about sort of needing the pharmaceutical industry to heal you and all the rest of it. As people start to open their eyes to that stuff, they start to see the truth. Then also they become more susceptible to saying, hey, this sounds like a great idea. And yeah, I'd love to have a billionaire's lifestyle and work only 40 hours a month, which basically is what's kind of outlined in the plan. So we have quite a detailed plan, although it's still very simple because it's an evolving plan. Because what we're also doing when we're collecting the agreements from the people worldwide is we're building the largest worldwide think tank, because all of the skill sets, all of the wisdom, all of the knowledge are actually within the 99%. And the 99% are actually delivering everything upon the earth already. They're just doing it under the control and management of corporations. But what the majority vote does, because it's basically true democracy, what we're creating here, which is the people's power, the people's rule. We rule that we're going to basically be our own rulers. We're not going to be subjects of other rulers, right? Is that we're saying when we get to that majority vote, we basically have all of the resources, all of the infrastructure upon the earth returned back to the people. We have the councils and administrations in local areas and countries that will basically be involved with the organization of stuff, but people will work a lot less because we won't be wasting our time. You won't have millions and billions of people actually working, for example, in the financial sector. There won't be a need for a financial sector. You won't need accountants, you won't need insurance clerks, you won't need estate agents. You'll have people that will be involved in building, construction, and helping people go and view things, but there won't be any contracts anymore. You're not going to have contract law. You're not going to have all of this legislation. What we're going to have is the universal law, which is do no harm, which is the true law, which protects everyone's interests. And so, but the way that works is that everyone is given a very clean, beautiful, uplifting environment. So they want to stay on the right moral path. They don't want to go off the path because they want to maintain actually what will be a heaven on earth for everyone. And it's very easy when you aren't a slave anymore. You're not working 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, doing something you don't like. You're actually working maybe 1 week out of 4, and you're doing mostly what you want to do and spending time with who you want to spend your time with. So that's basically, in essence, what it is. But people need to read the plan, need to start using their imagination. And then it's about, again, finding faith in themselves that we actually are deserving of this, because that's one of the issues, is that people don't realize their own self-worth. So so that's basically it. I've kind of gone off at a few different tangents and trying to explain it because it is quite a big deal. But of course we can open up discussion on it and talk more about it a little bit.
Wow.
Brother Shah, have you had the opportunity to actually see the website, or anybody else had the privilege of?
No, I haven't. No, please share it with me so I can dissect it. And definitely, please.
Yeah, fantastic. You and I, not that long ago, we discussed the word scarcity. I think we brought it up. I feel that we were on the same frequency reference to it being a bit of a myth, because we truly believe that there is abundance out there. It's just a case of putting your mindset around it. What, brother Scott, have you heard of GPMS, Global People's Monetary System? GPMS.
Gone through it finally, but I believe you sent me some information, Barrett, yourself, or
Yes.
I came across it, and yes, but not in depth. So probably need to again put any more information. Please forward it to me, and I will take it. Try to give an opinion.
Absolutely.
There, brother, was a utopia. If the world could be like that, what a beautiful place.
100%. It can be like that, and it will be like that. There is no doubt. I mean, again, as more of us experience what we experience, and we can actually be the testimonial to the truth behind who we really are, and our connection to consciousness and to the divine itself, ultimately. And through our experiences, it's been proven that nothing is happening by accident. That the reason this is happening, it's all happening in divine timing. Actually, unfortunately, there's a lot of pain and suffering that's had to occur to actually create the shift that's necessary to free us from the oppression. And if we're talking about it from a kind of spiritual sort of, okay, I mean, even from a biblical point of view, people would sort of say, well, if God is real, why is this happening, and why is it had to happen? And basically, if you think about the power of God, right, in terms of how it's described in the Bible and stuff, the power of God is we're conduits of that power, right? And if people become absent of God, they're not believing in God, and science has taken over their belief system and all of that sort of stuff, then basically it means that the evil power starts to have more power because the God is absent, right? So now what's happening is a return of the truth behind God. It doesn't have to be from a biblical point of view, because I know a lot of the teachings and stuff in there, they're solid, but there's a lot of other stuff there that distorts the truth, right, in these religions, right? So this is why there's had to be this divine mechanism to actually create the awakening process. So you can look back at COVID and actually see it as was absolutely as tragic as it was that, you know, this evil was allowed to happen. It actually is going to be what frees humanity overall, ultimately, which is obviously divine, you know. So everything that happens now, all of the darkness that's occurring now, as much as we have to ride this wave of darkness for the time being, because it's still, they're going to try and hold on as much as they can, it's just only going to create more of an awakening process in more people that actually expedites the speed at which we actually get to the heaven on earth scenario. So, yeah, the way that this is working and most effectively in the Philippines, they are driving this movement faster than anyone else. And it's largely because they're doing it offline. And they're going, obviously, to villages. We've got people in Africa, in India, in the Philippines who are acting as guardians. And they're actually even, you know, getting the agreements from people that don't have internet and mobile phone devices. They're taking their names, their email addresses, their location, and we're administrating those people into the system. They're aligned with it. They're impoverished. They don't even have the basics, right? So that they're, of course, ready for it immediately. But because what we're doing, it is a big concept, it does need for a lot of people more discussion to open up their consciousness so that they can start to use their imagination and actually see this world and see that what we're talking about is just our birthrights, our God-given rights we were born with that were taken away from us, which they're rights that we were given by God, and they can't be taken away, but they've been stolen. So once people actually realize this and they accept that and embody that, then they actually start to say, well, okay, let's have them back. So we'll vote for it. So, but if you think about it, I mean, most people are aware of like network marketing, right? In terms of convention, like, so this business, you know, in terms of people speaking to other people about it, networking. And one of the reasons why that model is used by companies is it's the fastest way to obviously educate people on new products and services, often that are novel and require a little bit of explanation. And like I say, you can look at the website and you can actually watch the videos, but as we know, online, it's about engagement and people's attention spans are very short. So obviously, if we can connect with more people with this offline and we can actually encourage more discussion offline with this, it's going to happen much more quickly. Even if it's just like speaking to one or two members of a family about this and sort of saying, look, this is what's happening. This is basically going to deliver us what we all want ultimately. It's only requiring the faith in actually giving your agreement, and then you can just give your agreement and hope it's going to happen. But also, if you share it with just one other family, even this is what the Philippines are doing. So they're giving it to one family and encouraging each family to give it to one other family, and that will grow in itself. But of course, there's people like myself and Darren and Barrett and many of the other people that are actually real sort of promoters of it, that are talking to lots of different people online and offline about it. But a lot of us are kind of time poor. I mean, I run a carpet cleaning business, which takes up a lot of my time. So I can't do as much with it as I would like to at this point. I'm trying to do bits and pieces on TikTok and on Facebook and things like that. Once I've got a bit more free time, I'll be able to obviously make even bigger impact. But there's lots of people that are going to join us that have more time. There's going to be people that join us that have money as well that they can put into accelerating the promotion of it online as well, which will mean that we bypass the algorithms, because it's not algorithm friendly what we're doing, because it's not entertainment, it's not moody, it's not dark, it's not, you know, do you see what I mean? That sort of, the algorithm seems to promote all of that stuff, right? So, you know, we just need the divine intervention, which is us, the people, actually just putting a bit of effort in, sharing it and being consistent and proactive with that, and just the mass adoption will start to occur. It will get to that point where it goes viral online just because of the organic sharing of it. So, yeah, but then there's all of the other things that come out of this that we're also learning as we're connecting with each other. We're learning about all of these other divine ways of healing. There's many healers that are involved in this. You know, we're also looking at connecting with people where we can obviously then start doing other projects and things, whether it's like creating mass hemp farming and to be able to then implement all of those solutions that come in from that. All of that will happen instantly upon obviously us reaching a majority. But I see, and I don't see this taking a long time to occur because of the amount of things that are going wrong in the world. In fact, we're at this precipice, I think, where it's just going to go viral very, very soon. And we've actually got, and Barrett and Darren and I have been talking and working on a project to actually try and sort of, encourage and develop people actually being able to share GPMS offline. Because we're also connecting with people who are in Africa that basically are starving. They're coming to us and they're seeking donations. But of course, charity never works. There's not enough money going to charity. It only benefits the people that are fortunate enough to connect with that donation, and it's an endless pit. So, but we do need to find more people that have a bit of extra money that can help those people in urgent need in the meantime before we get to that implementation process. Because until we get there, the system keeps on causing harm, So yeah, but we're not attacking as well. We're not attacking the current system. We're not pointing the finger at people. I mean, we can talk about the elites and darkness and all the rest of it a little bit, but we're not really focusing on that. We know that the system is actually at the core of the problem, and that's why we create the new system. And we're not trying to then challenge the existing system in the legislation and courts and stuff like that, because it's designed to basically oppress. And you've got all of the people like acting as, well, they're actors that are basically maintaining its power, basically the judges and all that sort of stuff. So although we can have small wins in that respect for those people that are following the common law aspect, it's a very slow process for people to learn all of the stuff they need to know about that, to gain the confidence and to put themselves out there, challenging something which can actually cause them to come into more harm or be imprisoned or something like that, So this bypasses that. No one can actually be in opposition to what we're talking about here, because it's just for the benefit of everyone. So yeah, I'm rambling a bit now, so I'll shut up.
Yeah, no. I'm just thinking we should have another 1 minute break, watch another quick video, and then we'll come back and hear some views from Scott as well, and Darren. Just another little commercial break.
Have you ever felt deeply connected to the universe? Let's uncover the...
That's a good one.
Maybe not.
Have you ever felt deeply connected to the universe? Let's uncover the truth about our... Have you ever felt... Have you ever felt deeply connected? Have you ever felt deeply connected to the universe? Let's uncover the truth about our bond with the cosmos.
That's strange, isn't it? Did you guys hear anything?
Have you ever felt deeply connected to the universe?
Yeah, it keeps on dropping out. Don't worry about it.
Sure. I mean, right.
I'm sure it's
Darren, I was going to say, Darren, do you want to just give a little brief outline from your perspective as well, with reference to this powerful movement and the referendum that's going on, and this energetic burst of what Donovan was saying as well, that the planet needs to find a solution, because where it's headed is it's no man's land, really. It needs firm direction based on what Donovan is saying in its nucleus, to not cause harm or loss or imposing in any shape or form. So this seems like a plausible solution to the situation. How long have you been participating with this movement, and yourself? Have you been with this model for quite a while, or?
Yeah. It's been about 1.5 years now, I believe, since I've been interacting with everybody at GPMS. Firstly, coming across Donovan and Rick, and it was just like a light bulb. As soon as I heard the message behind GPMS, and the fact that GPMS isn't really pigeonholed in any particular sector of spirituality, for me, it was just seen as the universal answer to everything, because it brought everybody together, which is the ultimate aim in creating oneness within the planet, and just finding common ground between every human being, really, and that is within the heart. There's just no doubt about that. And GPMS just it was it. It just made perfect sense to me. And getting everybody together in one place so we can all vote en masse to present to all the world governments and authorities that, you know, we the people are no longer going to live in a society dominated by corporate control and governmental control and all the fear and all the manipulation that's been coming along with it all. So people have, you know, have had enough of it. But what I've found, and what me and Denver have found, is trying to get the message out to people, even the people are in my community and a lot of the people I've spoke to within my business circles. GPMS seems to a lot of people an impossible dream because they feel the system is that powerful and it's that big, it's that vast. How do you tackle it? And there's only one way you tackle it, is you don't try and compete with it. You create a completely fresh system outside of the current existing system that is aligned to natural law, not corporate law. And what I've discovered and recently been in contact with a lot of groups, which is absolutely, it's been really exciting to connect with these people. But within the UK and around the British Isles now, we've got what's called community assemblies starting to grow within the UK. And what these assemblies are doing is they're basically just separate groups that are working off the model of Cornwall and Southern Ireland, because Southern Ireland obviously is an independent state and Cornwall is an independent country within the British Isles. Now, I didn't know this. I had no idea that Cornwall was running independently within the British Isles. But what that is teaching us there is that there is a future for everybody within the British Isles to break away from this system and do it in a way where it cannot be opposed, because we the people literally agree to it. It is that simple. And all we have to do is set up facilitators, 3 facilitators in each region around the country. And then once you have 300 members under 3 facilitators, you can then officially create your own court where you create your own, make your own decisions within that part of the UK. Once you get 600 members, you have dominion at that point, which is where Cornwall's at now. So this really was like a major turning point when I heard about the Community Assembly of British Isles coming on strong now, and they've been battling over the last 3 years to grow these groups, but they've been under a lot of pressure by the current system. But they've held in there and they've kept battling and battling and battling, and now they're reforming these groups. And what's a wonderful thing is they've recently joined forces with GPMS. So GPMS and CABE for short, Community Assembly of the British Isles, are now in full alignment. So as GPMS message gets more popular within society, we're going to have the two groups coming and meeting in the middle somewhere. So as the word's spreading on the ground and the numbers are growing, and you'll get them both meeting together at a certain point, I can see from my perspective now. And I was invited to a meeting at Ferry Bridge, which is 30 miles up the road from Sheffield, not far from Leeds. And it was a revelation to see people so excited, getting their names down to be part of a separate group away from the current system that we're in now. And it just filled me up with so much positivity, because it's exactly what we're wanting to achieve with GPMS. It's just that GPMS is trying to educate the whole world and inspire people from every corner of the planet. But a lot of work has to be done at grassroots as well, and just getting into those communities and finding out what's going on, what the problems are, and then nurturing those people into safe spaces where they can talk and communicate and build support groups within their communities. And what's happening now with Cabe and another group, an Albion group it's called, which again is not far from here, they're doing similar things, and they're all speaking the same language as GPMS. Everything is aligned to natural law. We do no harm to one another. We cause no loss. We do not accept fraud, and we keep the peace. And once everybody accepts those 4 pillars under natural law, it's very easy to roll out across the planet. And already Cabe are in contact with Australia, they're in contact with New Zealand, they're in contact with the United States. And what it's doing now is putting more meat on the bone for GPMS, because it's giving people something now, a bit more of a structure to work with. Because there has been a lot of like planting seeds in people's minds about a new world and how it could operate. But a lot of people have been kind of like, right, okay, can you give me some substance? Can you show me how this will work in my day-to-day life? So what Cabe is actually doing now is proving to people that there is a structure now that we can work with, and it's starting to resonate a lot more deeply with people. So, and the beauty of this is we can take what Cabe is doing and introduce it into Uganda, anywhere in Africa, Philippines, wherever people want to break away under natural law. We can use this framework, and it's the same framework that will be universally understood around the whole world. So things are looking very, very positive, very, very positive. And I'm very proud to be in contact with a lot of these people now, and they're very proud and very positive about GPMS, you know, being part of GPMS, because they know it's a worldwide effort as well.
Excellent.
So yeah, very, very exciting times, brothers. Very exciting times.
Yeah. Beautiful, Frank. Brother Shah, there's a powerful movement going on in Crete. How long have you been there right now in Crete?
I've been here 5 years, and the transformation what I have seen, just down to the cycle of people. Crete is naturally the last main mountain range throughout the whole of Europe. So it's like a peak. So Crete is like a peak of the mountain range. So you can think about how much energy that is actually conjuring. So what I've noticed in the last 5 years of how many retreats, how many communities, off-grid, self-sufficient, are all starting to pop up on the island. And amazing healers from all around the world are starting to come here. So Crete has this frequency of energy that is calling upon, and it's such a special energy because it's transformed me to become the version that I've become. So it's helped me to become a healer. It's helped me to become more intact with nature, where, you know, I was a city boy. I was a city love. I used to be a little thug, and then suddenly I come to Crete for 5 years, and then suddenly I become this priest energy, this God frequency. And for me to tap into that, it was just down to me finding love for the first time. And by me saying finding love, I find love just by walking on this land, looking around, seeing the beauty, seeing nature, seeing full-grown men sitting on their father's knees, laughing and joking, you know. And at home, you know, in the UK, you wouldn't think that. You know, you'd think completely opposite. But when I saw this, and I actually felt like the land is accepting me, and that's when I knew my purpose was to create what I want to create. You know, I've always wanted to help people. I've always wanted to see people to achieving their greater goals. And I've done that throughout my whole life by me just being me as a person. And I think, you know, we've all done it, but we don't really realize of how many people we actually have truly helped. Just by having that conversation, that phone call, you know, it's amazing how much individuals have actually helped others to get over situations. So, you know, this is what I want to do. Everything you're all talking about is a vision. I've always had this vision. Even before I come here, there was, I don't know if you have heard of it, called the Venus Project.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that inspired me. Once that inspired me, I was like, oh my gosh, what an amazing transformation. He is ready to transform society as we know it. So, you know, I started to dig into the research about the Venus Project. And then I was digging in so much, I had a dream. And this dream was, I come to Crete, and then I managed to collect a great council of people from all around the world who wanted to create a Venus Project style of program. So we gathered, and we went to the Greek government, and we said, look, this is our plan. Would you be willing to rent an island? And so, you know, they went through the plan, and then they said, you know what? Yes, here you go. You have the island. They've leased it for 10 years. So they leased us the island for 10 years. And once they leased the island, then we started to bring in the big boys who could help, you know, construct and to create this, you know, mini version of our own version of a project. And then it started to build. It become beautiful. It become amazing. And suddenly we had one island was completely off grid, completely self-sustained, completely working with technology, with anti-gravity. The whole technology was amazing. And so then the rest of the world wanted to come over. So it was an island what created Greece, another tourist attraction. So everyone around the world wanted to come and see this great new style of civilization. And they're like, wow. And then what they wanted to do, they wanted to mimic. So everyone wanted to buy blueprints of this island and go and mimic that all over the world. And then suddenly, once the ripple effect started to work, suddenly we're getting all this beautiful gardens, all this nature and technology working together as it should be, you know, as the ancient times. So, you know, so this is my version and this is my reality because I'm doing it now. I'm gathering so many people just by being me and helping. And that's my, you know, that's my magic, is me to share my love. If I share my love, then I know I'm only going to receive love back, you know. And this is where it's all about tapping into the frequency of who we truly are. You know, we're mighty beings and we're here for a mission. And the mission is to join the tribe once again. And so we can go out to the rest of the world and start really speaking truth, honesty, and bringing peace back into society. So, yeah, that's my little mission. And, you know, I believe it's coming true. I really do.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind me exposing this, you do, not that you're going to do a bit of a rap for us this evening, but there is a musical side to you that has come to the surface of late. And you have over time blitzed me with incredible, pure, I mean, the flow of, you have such an enormous enthusiasm for rap music. And it's absolutely
putting the
amazing.
pressure on. Putting the pressure on. It's great.
I think something's brewing in you right
Under pressure.
No, but it's you've got
the
this
music.
free.
The music is all just, it's all downloaded. So when it comes through naturally. It's not like I'm waiting for it. It just comes through. And sometimes it's about my personal life. Sometimes it's about a family member's personal life. But I am tuned with the frequency of the ether. And sometimes it's a channel from the universe. It's a channel from Mother Nature telling me the world needs to hear this. I've got over 400 tracks just on my phone. And this is just me keeping it on my phone. They're not stuff what I put on SoundCloud, So this awakening, what has occurred inside me, has used me as a vessel and a beacon to release my words, and not just my words. It's a galactic word because, they're just using me. And for me to bring in truth. I'm a true speaker, I cannot lie. I can't watch horror movies anymore. It's like it's all my whole personality of being is completely become nature, purity, look after, share, and love. And like I said before in the other videos, good deeds, good thoughts, and good words. Are we still recording?
Still recording, yeah. He may have
right.
he might have dropped out because his connection or something. Sometimes that can happen.
Okay, so they're just the three things that I keep in my life. It's good deeds, good words, and good thoughts. Once I have that in my vocabulary, in my mindset, then there's no penetration for any darkness, evil thoughts, unwanted thoughts, what can come into my mind. So now I've learned and I've actually broken the alchemy of myself. So now I know what to bring into my reality. So yeah, I'm just blessed that, we're all awakening at the same time and we're all sharing and coming together because, it's an amazing time of life. We all know it. We all know the war's a diversion to what is really coming. We know there's big things coming and we are the ones who are going to be prepared and ready for it. So yeah, I can't wait to go on the journey with you guys.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, I'll just co-host this whilst Barrett will wait for Barrett. Hopefully he'll come back in. He might have actually had a complete outage with power or something because this happened once before. He didn't come back in. But if that happens, it happens. We'll just keep this running because obviously it's still special to Barrett. So Scott, your connection. I don't know if it's to do with your mic, but sometimes when you're talking, it's dropping out a bit. Are you able to just test it? The sound.
Yeah. How is it now?
That sounds better. Definitely.
Yeah. Probably where it was stood. Yes. No, Barrett quite often drops out when I'm chatting with him. It's the signal he gets. But after following your free chat, it's a very hard act to follow. But I'm with you. I'm not as good as explaining things as you three, but I'm with you every step of the way, and that's exactly how I feel. On a smaller scale, I talk to everyone. I spread the word in everything I do. I spread my story in the hope that people will aspire to spread it to someone else. And on a larger scale, we can all help people to, I suppose, to not trust the system we are brought up to believe in so many ways. I'm still on my journey, as we all are, and it's not going to end anytime soon. Like, if we're talking as friends, as brothers, my next journey is to South America. Nice. I'm off there at the end of November. And I'm going to go and live with some tribes. With my good friend Shanti. He's also a herbalist and a healer himself. Awesome. And he lives with the locals over there. And we're going over there end of November. And we're just going to let our journeys take us where they come. Might have a little trip to Guatemala and to spread the word and to find out about all the lovely plant medicine that is in South America.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Well,
so, yeah. But
Shah was telling us about the DMT, so you'll be able to obviously just tap into the obviously plant medicines over there, which basically where DMTs all come from, right?
So, yeah.
I mean, I think that I have, there are, that plant medicine. I mean, it's good, I think, on certain levels for certain people, and some people have, because you do get different qualities of shaman and shaman or whatever, as well as the medicine itself. So you've got to be careful a little bit with it. But if you're going to proper tribes and stuff like that, then it's. I've never done that plant medicine. I'm not needed to. I haven't actually been drawn to it. I've got friends that have done it, but I mean, I've tapped into other hallucinogens. Yeah.
Well, I just heal with everything, brothers. I just heal with everything. I've had bioresonance scans, so I carry a machine that is sending frequencies through my body. Yeah. I'm trying something new out now. They're called stem cell patches to reactivate our stem cells. And I'm constantly, I suppose, looking into ways to help people heal.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, there's obviously just like all of these technologies and these other solutions that are coming to being that people are learning about. And I mean, your healing journey, because I gather from listening to the podcast that you're on that obviously because of the chemo and radiotherapy, you had obviously side effects. Obviously, it's damaged you having that conventional pharmaceutical. I say conventional as well. It's the
massively. That's why if I ever interrupt you, it's not because I'm rude. One of the side effects is being able to concentrate and actually listen to a full sentence. If I don't, I forget what I need to say. It's something I'm working on to this day. I'm training my mind because I believe you can heal. Your body wants to heal from anything. Given the right tools, your body will heal. And I'm working on healing my hearing loss, my understanding, my speech. This is all the effects of having my brain cut open twice. 2 years of chemotherapy and countless and radiotherapy. But I'm still here, and I spread the words.
That's it. I mean, there's a lot, obviously, again, that people are discovering now, which, again, supports the fact that literally miracles can happen, do happen, and will continue to happen. In fact, they'll happen at more of an exponential rate as time goes on. So, I mean, even from the freedom of information, where basically people can go onto the CIA's website and they can actually look up the Gateway experiment and see about how through consciousness and through the power of thought and synchronizing the hemispheres of your brain that you can manifest healing in your body. And Bruce Lipton talks about this. He said, basically, again, it's all about, the health of your blood, in terms of the environment in which your cells obviously will produce the quality and the health of your cells. So obviously if you take cells that are sick, because they're in an environment which is basically it's a toxic environment, and the quality of your blood is determined by your thoughts. So actually the more that you're thinking positive, loving, abundant thoughts of joy and gratitude and all the rest of it, and you're bringing that into your day to day, you're cleaning your blood. The biochemistry of your blood is basically going to promote an environment in which your cells will then, the sick cells, become healthy cells. So again, through consciousness, though, you literally, I mean, again, we can get into the whole kind of quantum side of things, where actually there's multiple, infinite timelines, and actually there's timelines, of course, where you're completely well, and that's where you can, through your frequency, move yourself through those timelines, and actually potentially, if you had your arm, had an amputee, you're an amputee, you can move yourself into an environment into a timeline where you've never had body parts removed. I mean, that's all kind of yet to be proven and actually experienced. But of course, it's one of those things that we wouldn't be able to necessarily prove, because of course, everything you're moving through a timeline seems to be the same as it was before. You just, you don't notice it. It's all but a dream, When we go to sleep and we wake up, we think we're in exactly the same timeline we were when we went to sleep. That's just a theory, isn't it, really?
Yes,
so,
it is.
So we've got Barrett back. So thanks for coming back there. You just dropped out for a while.
Well done for holding that. Well done.
Well done, brothers. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Blessings. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, Brother Scott, I mean, you've come from, a very stormy background, and you've done ever so well to recover from certain events that would probably knock the average person to smithereens, but you've stood the test of time, and you bring so much to the table, brother. Just a brief outline of where you were at and where you are currently, and you know how the enthusiasm that you have, that zest in coming forward to help humanity to grow and to be amongst beautiful soul brothers. Just give us some of the things that you've endured in the last year, and I've had privileged conversations with you. You're just an amazing guy. We're just so honored to have you on our show today.
Thank you, Barrett. I suppose I've always been the type of person, I get called quite often like I'm an empath. I've always tended to take on other people's problems. And I've always been told this by many people, that I'm the type of person where you don't have to ask me to do something. But if you mention in a comment that you need something done, I'm the type of person, well, I'll do it. And I offer my services. I am an electrician and a builder. And I don't come from a good background, but everything I've built in my life, I've built myself. And I'm proud of that. I trained as an electrician. I ran my own company. It was only cancer and being told I had months to live that I decided to give that all up and focus on my life. But I've always felt happier if I can help people. It can just be getting out my van and helping someone cross the road. It can just be smiling at someone or having a 2-minute chat with someone that day that might have not spoke to anyone else, and it might be their highlight. Where am I now? Suppose I'm at the start of my next part of my journey, and that is going on some travels. My next part of it is going on traveling and seeking out other natural plant, other ways we can heal now, other just wanting to discover what else the world has to offer. The world has enough resources for everyone to see. It's just not used right. And I suppose
your mic is a bit funny again.
Sorry, I don't know. I just want to help people, Barrett. And if I can find a way where I can do that, to start off small, if I can help individuals that can spread the word. But on a bigger scale, I would like to be able to spread what I've learned and what I know that might help many others around the world. And it might help these people become a little bit more in tune with themselves. Because is my mic not working?
No. I was just putting my hand up when you were ready. I just wanted to chime in. Obviously, once you finished. Yeah.
Go on. You take over. Go on. You go. It's fine.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, obviously, there's so many different directions that our discussion can go in, and one of the things that I mentioned earlier, which I'd be really excited to obviously sort of just work with everyone on who's happy to do this, is to obviously collaborate on bringing your story and other stories of healing to other people in a palpable way that people actually will start to really take note and set up and pay attention to them. And your story is just like, it squashes my story, just like knowing. I've obviously had various different experiences of healing in some way or fashion, but one of the sort of shifts I had with my awakening process was obviously just, again, overcoming a decade of pain and discomfort that I had with chronic pain from a whiplash injury, or various whiplash injuries I had from various car accidents, which weren't major car accidents, but it was just affecting me. It was making me feel old. And then, of course, I started to take CBD oil, and, I had an experience of trying it and not taking it in the right way and for long enough and understanding it where it didn't really sort of do anything. But then when I took it in the right doses, very quickly it was making a noticeable difference. And then ultimately it cured me pretty much 100%. I mean, I do a physical job, so I still feel some discomfort and pain, but that's just through muscle, stress and doing what I do, really more than anything else. But improving quality of sleep and all the rest of it. So, this is the very basic form of the story that I tell people about in terms of that. But then, of course, I know all of the different health benefits and the importance of obviously having the right nutrition and the learning about all of these different mechanisms of healing and things to do with our cells and telomeres and all that sort of stuff that you can obviously protect through nutrition and supplements and stuff like that. But yeah, if we can collaborate on that, there's certainly a lot of people that I can tap into who are the sort of people that maybe are slower in their awakening process, certainly affluent people. So we see a lot of people that are awakening, but the layers of consciousness are so varied, right? This is why you're bringing GPMS to people that have started to, uncovering the truth and all the rest of it, the sovereign movements and things like that. A lot of them still haven't aligned themselves with GPMS. It's not that they wouldn't be aligned to it, but they haven't given enough time and energy to understand it. But they're further in their awakening process to actually getting up and doing something than a lot of other people who are still going through an awakening process. Affluent people that are seeing that actually the governments are corrupt, but when you actually open them up to actually the healing that can be achieved through natural medicine like this, where there's been no answers, and they're given anyone who actually hears about a friend or a family or are told themselves that they've got cancer, that is very fearful information to be given, especially as they put all of their power, they've given all of their power away to the pharmaceutical industry, and we know the outcomes aren't great for those things. And yet we can actually now talk to them and say, well, look, this is a way that you can empower yourself, and you can start doing something now. You don't have to go through this aggressive treatment, which is actually likely to kill you, rather than heal you, I mean, again,
that would be amazing if we could talk about that. I'm very big into what we give our body, able to give our body the tools to heal. So I live an alkaline lifestyle, which is vegan but strict. So our bodies are designed to keep our pH level around about 7.25, 7.3. But in today's society, everything we eat is full of acid. It's acidic. Now, our body can still keep our pH level at 7.25. But what happens is when a disease comes in, our body is struggling to just maintain our nominal health. So when that disease comes in, our body's like, I can't fight that as well as keep you normal. So what I would like to spread, giving your body the tools it requires to keep your pH level comfortably at that. It enables your body to have all this spare energy, all these spare healthy cells to deal with anything that is then coming its way. And
well, I mean, there is obviously lots of. I mean, this is where it's also, again, though, what works for one doesn't necessarily work as well for another. And also environment plays a big part in it, because obviously people have to make lifestyle choices, which a lot of people aren't willing to. Certainly the older people, they're almost thinking, well, if I have to give that up, then I might as well die anyway. So obviously there's also the delivering of the actual the future that's going to be bright for everyone, which is also part of the solution with GPMS when we're actually talking to people about the health as well, which comes into it. But I know with like the vegan aspect, I mean, I know there's people that have obviously been stage 4 cancer, given like 6 months to live or whatever. They haven't gone down the vegan route, but what they've done is they've done intermittent fasting, or they fasted for 5 days a week, and then they've only eaten one meal, let's say 1 meal a week, but it's been actually it's been basically just a steak and a broccoli, and then they completely cured themselves from that. Again, the fasting is very helpful for a lot of people, because again, it conserves energy, and your body's obviously repairing cells, right? Whilst obviously you're not eating food all the time. So again, it's getting that information, and also just seeing that there's also these different routes that people can take, because some things might suit some people more than others, and that makes it more open for more people to actually have options as well. So again, there's these other remedies that like Shah can bring in that he knows more about as well, which again can. Have you got like testimonials, Shah, that from people that you've helped as well?
Cool.
I'm sure Shah will fill us in. Power of the mind. It's the power of the mind, Shah, isn't it?
No, it is. It is the power of the mind, and as well, you know, we all need to be intelligent in what we put in our bodies. It's very, very, you know, it's very special because our body's a temple, you know, it's a battery cell. So we need to always make sure that we're always keeping our nutrients and the vitamins up, you know, on the right level. This is why Moringa and Haritaki are two powder forms what the ancient yogis of India and Africa have used for centuries. So what the Haritaki and the Moringa is called the miracle tree. So the benefits, what the Moringa, just the whole tree itself is just mind blowing. So then you have the Haritaki, where it's just a small kind of shelly fruit where you have to grind it down to a powder form. So the Haritaki, what it does, it opens up your psychic abilities and your third eye activity. It cleanses the body, detoxes the body, and helps to flush out any unwanted parasites, unwanted metallical objects what's in the body. So it's like a complete cleanse. And it helps with gum disease. It helps with so many.
Oh, we've lost him.
We've lost.
I
was in.
was going to say very quickly whilst he's jumping back in.
What does was?
Sorry, we lost you. We'll let you just carry on in just a second. Just whilst we pause there for a moment. So please continue just in a minute. After we finish this, because I'm conscious of our time, and obviously, again, it's good to probably keep these in like reasonable sort of time spaces, because obviously then it's more easy to manage for us to do this on a regular basis, because I love to collaborate with you guys, and I want us to be able to continue doing this like frequently, because there's other things that we can chat about. And one thing that we can talk more about possibly on the next one will be about Guardianship Fund, which me and Barrett and Darren have been sort of chatting about, which again, it's got lots of different elements to it as well. So it's about obviously, again, supporting each other in terms of actually bringing more people into the fold of what we're doing as well. And also finding financial opportunities within that as well, somehow, you know, through spreading the word of creating GPMS as well, ultimately, but also just connecting with people who can move into their heart space and do what's right for everyone, for humanity, basically. Yeah. But yeah, so if we maybe kind of, I don't know if that sort of feels good for everyone to sort of, you know, look to maybe keep this to maybe another 5 or 10 minutes or whatever, and then we can then maybe connect again next week or something, similar sort of time.
Yeah,
sounds like great.
Awesome.
Cool. So yeah, Sharp, you're in mid-flow, Sharp.
Harry Powder.
Ah, yes, he's one of my followers.
Awesome, brother. I thank you profusively. You know, it's really raised my game with the Harry Tacky. I highly recommend it. You know. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
you
could. I'll send you a link. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, please continue, brother. Sure.
Okay, where I found it from was it was a documentary I watched, and then I got friends with a Pakistani family, and they were telling me about their roots and, you know, ancient stories, and somehow mystically they told me about this herb what the gurus have and the yogis have in India. And they have like a little teaspoon every morning. You know, you can have it twice a day just before bed if you want. And then from that, it just inspired me, and I wanted to do research. I was like, go, come on, let's do it. And then suddenly, yeah, I started to use it. I was like, okay, I'm going to use it, see what the outcome is. It transformed me. It made me see visions what I'm walking in, you know. So it's amazing. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Wonderful, brother.
Lovely.
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, I'm sure Darren would love to obviously hear if you've got any kind of good remedies for anything that might be effective against fibromyalgia, because his partner Claire's like been, you know, trying to overcome that. I know that CBD obviously is one has been effective, you know, for some people with that. But again, that's obviously the right dosage. But have you, Shah, got any kind of remedies that you've recommended for fibromyalgia, like, you know, that kind of that neurological kind of pain?
If you could got 3 good friends who all suffer with it badly, very badly, that would be amazing if you've got anything for fibromyalgia.
There ain't much except for CBD. I know is a highly strong remedy for it, you know, and that's what I've realised about it. But send me the link so I can see it, and I can do some research, and then I can show you what I've got. Maybe it's past me. I've not knowing it, you know, throughout the herbs that I do know. So yeah, send me the information, and I'd love to do some research for you guys.
Thank
Sure.
you, brother.
Yeah. Well, there's obviously
Right,
so
so-
many different things. I mean, like, again, nutrients and stuff that also, because, you know, again, things that actually improve your levels of serotonin and stuff like that actually help reduce pain as well for a lot of people. A lot of people don't realize, but actually some doctors have been recommended, you know, to actually issue pain antidepressants to clients that have pain, because when you've got serotonin levels which are high and you feel generally better about the world, you actually, because a lot of pain is emotional as well. Of course, it's linked to emotional pain, but you're not feeling so much emotional pain because you're feeling good. You've got good, very high serotonin levels. Then you feel certain pain a lot less. So again, anything that you know that actually promotes, obviously, again, neurological sort of just general sort of mood support and things like that, which we know things like mushrooms and stuff like that can be beneficial for that. Certain types of mushrooms and things like that are good. So yeah, we'll obviously send that over. That would be awesome. And then, yeah, I mean, Guardianship Fund is something that Darren and Barrett and I have been working on, talking about. We've actually built a website, but it's actually got a little, probably too much information on there. We're probably I'll probably change up what's on there a lot. I mean, I basically sort of recognize that obviously we're bringing the free world and all of these solutions as well, interim solutions as well as the ultimate solutions that won't be hindered by, you know, money or, you know, people's ability to access them through lack of knowledge, you know, but just being able to help people in the meantime learn about what we're doing, learn about obviously the new world and GPMS and all the rest of it, but actually even be able to find finance, because a lot of people are struggling and stressed, and the financial aspect of that is causing a lot of that problem. It's an increasing problem for more people. And we figured that actually if people could be financially rewarded somehow, you know, through bringing the topic of this new earth up and discussing with it, I mean, and bringing them into the fold of actually learning about it, understanding it and sharing it with others. And actually, you know, we, like a charity, obviously it has employees that they pay to fundraise ultimately and to promote their cause. This was kind of where it was born from. And actually we would just love to have people more sort of getting involved and then sharing it offline and then actually collaborating. But again, it's finding these different pathways to actually engage people. So whether that's through healing and natural remedies, it's through all of these different aspects. I mean, so where are you with
just share as much information if you've got, and I will try and talk to as many people and share it as many ways as I can.
Cool, perfect. Well, you'll get to learn more. We'll share the information. You can read about it, but again, you'll have questions. We've got a YouTube channel. You can watch some of the other people. You'll see that a lot of the other people within GPMS specifically are very spiritual beings. They're very high conscious beings, and obviously there's galactic, aspects to it. Like, which obviously this is where there can be distortion from certain people that might get excited and interested in the fact of creating a world where basically we don't have debt and taxes anymore, because they're very conscious of that at the moment. But then when they start learning about all of this higher conscious stuff and quantum technology and all that sort of things, it's like overwhelmed for them, and it's like, oh, I can't understand that or fathom that, and then they actually step back and they don't pay any more attention to it. So again, we're trying to find these different pathways. I mean, the key thing is to obviously reach and connect with people who are open already enough to actually want to be interested in these topics already. Because as we bring those higher conscious people into the thing, then of course, like you said, Shah, earlier, I think we're like beacons of light. When we come together, we create these massive waves of light that actually basically have a far greater impact. I mean, just to let you know, obviously with this hurricane over in the States, you know, over in Florida, or whatever it was called, Hurricane Milton, was it, or something? You know, because there's so many of us that have come together through GPMS, like a message came out from Rick, who's like the founding father of GPMS, if you like. He was the one that sort of started it, and, you know, with the website and things like that. Put out a message, and obviously we were all putting our intention out there to actually reduce the power of that storm. And of course, it went from 5 to like 2. And energetically, there's obviously people who are Christians and stuff probably praying as well. So this is the power that we have to affect reality. was it a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences, you know. So, but yeah, again, there's other people we can awaken as well. But we know that obviously the awakening process is not necessarily a quick one for someone unless they're actually having some physical, they're having a rude awakening because they're coming into some sort of loss or some sort of fear of death and stuff like that can shake people out of their sleep and their hypnosis. So again, but just talking about it in these different ways, sharing and stuff like that, it's amazing. I'm so pleased to connect with all of you guys. You know, it's awesome, and I'll follow you on TikTok as well, Shah, and you know, we'll see we can collaborate and stuff on there as well. That'd be amazing. And Scott, yeah, do you have anything on TikTok, Scott? Are you doing anything with that?
One thing something I do struggle with, guys, is setting things up. I'm in the process of getting my TikTok and getting all the accounts set up. I don't really have anyone around me to sort of guide me in that, and I'm learning as I go.
It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy.
Barrett knows I've got a lot of other things going on, I'm afraid, fellas, which can lower my energy levels, and I'm trying to deal with them while I keep my energy levels high and my frequency at a good level. So I am getting there. I will get there. And like you amazing people, I'm surrounding myself with like-minded people that would spread this word, that will spread everything that we're talking about and be very open to it. So the sooner I get on board 100% and the sooner I understand, the sooner I will spread everything. And it's not, I'm not doing it willingly. I've just takes me a little bit longer to understand things than most. Having the old brain open a few times, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good. Well, it's been beautiful sharing. And Barry, I don't know if you want to sort of,
I will close. Brother Shah, Darren, Donovan, Scott, look forward to meeting up again in the very near future. On that note, farewell.
Bioactivator would like to thank you for your kind support and donations. Through Barrett Tunyan's guardianship of this platform, his activation of truth harmonizes, neutralizes, and unblocks the meridians that connect, balance, and purify all that comes in contact. Do no harm is the key that fully opens the heart's voice to be in the union of the I Am presence and will represent every living organism on the planet whose voice would otherwise not be heard. Remember, the truth will set you free. Do no harm, cause no loss, and do not impose upon the freedom of others. Love, light, and